What if one day you discovered that you had been living the biggest lie your whole life? What if you lost control of your curiosity in a way that literally led you to destruction and your life slipped through your hands?
My name is Shaoun, and don't be too surprised by my name. What's more surprising is that we live a life of luxury and extravagance. I never knew what my father did, but he is one of the richest men in the country. I am not yet 22 years old, and I own 7 cars of the most expensive and famous international brands. We live in a place that only the elite dare to approach, and next to us there was a place that no one dared to approach at all. Its fame spread and rumors spread about it that it was a gateway to the other world, the hidden world, the world of the Jinn and the rebellious devils. All of our family members were Muslims except us. We did not follow any religion or creed. My father would scold anyone who tried to learn about any religion, even if only by reading. As for me, I did not know my father's religion at all. My father traveled a lot, and we rarely saw him with us. Despite that, he knew all our news, and knew all our news to the point that he knew exactly what we kept secret from him. I was certain in the depths of my soul that my father was either watching us all the time and everywhere, or he was seeking help from men from the Jinn. One day, we received news of my father's death and his departure from life in another state. We were overcome with grief over his loss, but we quickly adapted. Each of us continued what he was doing, but grief prevailed over us. One day our mother met with us for dinner and told us that she was going to tell us a very dangerous secret. Before she could finish, she broke down crying. I thought she was unable to get over my father's departure from her. Then I received a call from an unknown number. I answered the call to find that it was someone asking me my name.
Shaoun.
I answered him in the affirmative. So he asked me if I wanted to get information about my father and the nature of his work. So I answered him in the affirmative, as my father is the biggest mystery in my entire life. So he asked me to come to the deserted place full of Jinn and demons. I didn't know what to do. But in the end, I decided to go. I took courage and went to him, to see an old, decrepit sheikh. He welcomed me warmly and advised me not to look behind me no matter what I heard, otherwise no one in life would be able to help me then. We walked a long way and then climbed stairs. Although we climbed them, they did not end. Suddenly I heard the old man muttering a few words that were incomprehensible to me, so I lost consciousness and did not regain it until I was in green meadows and vast buildings. Gold was strewn everywhere and silver decorated the view and made it more beautiful. Suddenly a girl passed by, the most beautiful of all. I had never seen anything like her. I forgot everything with one look in her eyes. My fear, anxiety, confusion, and everything else vanished. I tried to talk to her, but the old man stopped me, saying,
Do you know that your father sold you to the Jinn before you were born?
I was shocked by what he told me and asked him in astonishment, What are you saying?
Isn't your name Shaun? Shaun is my name, and I named you myself, and from then on you became mine.
I asked him in a low, broken voice, What do you want from me? The old man continued,
I want you to do everything I say, just like your father did. I have now taken his place. I want nothing from you but loyalty in exchange for unlimited money and empowerment on earth that you have never seen before.
I felt something hit my head. I regained consciousness and was on my bed in my sleep. The old woman's last words were, I will give you 1 day to think and come back to me with the answer in the same place. On the same day, my mother called us again and informed us that our father had sold himself to the devil in the first years of his marriage to her. He had abandoned his religion and faith in order to appease the Jinn and devils. She brought a sheikh and made us all convert to Islam and taught us what we should do. I felt extremely relieved, especially since I had read a lot about Islam secretly from my father. I received a call from the old woman to remind me of the matter. I found no one in front of me but my mother. So I told her everything that had happened to her, only to find her shedding tears and filled with sadness. She informed me that she would teach me the pillars of fortification. She taught me everything and fortified me herself. The next day I went to the cursed place and found the old man waiting for me. We did the same thing again. We walked through a dark dungeon and ended up on stairs that could not be seen at the end. Halfway there, he called me by a strange name. I did not understand him. We walked a long time until we reached the meadows. There, the old man was shocked when he learned that I had not fainted as before. He was certain that I was immune. And worse than that, when he learned that I had converted to Islam. I recited Ayat al-Kursi over him and found him burning immediately. The beautiful girl came to me, and I forgot everything. She informed me that my father was alive. I rushed to him, and he informed me in a very low voice that he supported me in what I did, and that I should not surrender myself and sell myself to the devil as he had done one day. Suddenly I was shocked when the girl turned into an old woman after she said some words to me, so I repeated them after her. He took out a strange-looking dagger and stuck it in my father's heart, who passed away immediately. As for me, I wanted to recite Ayat al-Kursi, but my tongue was tied and knotted. The old woman's bad intentions to end my life, like he did to my father, were evident in front of my eyes, but I heard my mother's voice reciting verses from the Holy Quran. The closer I and those with her got, the more the old woman's screams increased, until they reached my place and were able to free me from him. The knots were broken, and I insisted on reciting the verses of protection and the verses of burning. So the old woman evaporated. We carried my father's body and returned, and my mother changed my name to Muhammad, and I did not miss a single prayer throughout my days. After I got home, I started to feel the weight of what had happened, as if it were a terrifying nightmare that I couldn't wake up from. I lay on my bed, trying to calm myself down, but the sound of faint whispers began to surround me, as if coming from the depths of darkness. I jumped out of my bed in a panic and ran towards my mother, but when I opened the door to her room, the shocking surprise was I didn't find her there. The room was completely empty except for a single piece of paper lying on the bed. I picked it up with trembling hands and read the words written in dried blood. You dared to challenge us, but remember, escaping from the other world is not easy. We have started the game and we will not finish it easily. At that moment, I realized that it was not over yet. It had begun now. I let the paper fall from my hand and decided to face the unknown no matter the cost. I wonder, will I succeed in escaping my father's curse? Or will I become another victim of this dark world? If you want to know what happens to me next, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel to receive all the new... The story is not over yet.